so clean. You make me feel that the whole world is mine. Kelly, 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 Kelly. Kelly, 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 why? Because you're Kelly, 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 Kelly of mine.
Now that was Woody Harrelson from Cheers singing a song, Kelly, 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 the Kelly song. Let me tell you, that was as big around the country as was back in the day. Yes, it is Jewish American Heritage Month, and this is per Kelly Kelly. So Vince came up with the name. The first episode of BCW was going to be Kelly. He had given me a list of names, so I picked Kelly because I thought that was cute. I couldn't be Barbie because Barbie's a real name, folks. I guess Vince had seen an episode of Cheers, and the girl's name on it is Kelly. Her boyfriend on it did a song called Kelly, 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 Kelly. So in Vince's mind, that's how it came to be. Isn't that something? Because I had no idea in the world till I just watched Champions with Woody Harrelson what not only a lingual or voice he has, but also mother effer can play some piano. So on her debut on WWE ECW TV, the funny thing is I go on and we're on live television. My first night, we rehearsed for hours with this chair. The prop is the chair. I walk on the stage and there's no chair. I stood there for a few seconds and I was like, I guess I'm gonna have to just dance. I get to the back and Vince is like, oh my God, I'm so sorry, but you did it so good. You took it on the fly. So you see what I'm saying? And I've said it before and you can keep checking. There's an it factor. Some women wrestlers, especially today, and the idiots and the internet wrestling community would be pissy because Kelly, Barb, wasn't a wrestler, you know. But the thing of the matter is, here we are talking about pro wrestling and pop culture, which is how it's been since the beginning of time in pro wrestling, at least for the last 100 years. And then we're also talking about an it factor. It is entertainment. Now, that being said, look at the career that this girl had, and this girl, Kelly Kelly, that character became a household name as big as the Kelly song. Isn't that what it's all about? I would rather have her payroll, her net worth, than I would some idiot net worth that's forced to sell 20 tickets to perform every 4 to 6 weeks on some garbage promotion. Now, the reason she left WWE was because she was not a wrestler and she was not per se an athlete, with the exception of some gymnastics, okay? It took a toll on her and she started to garner the little injuries that we get, and she decided too, and this was brilliant, that she was so big at the time, now would be the time to take time off because of the fact that she was such a big star. She couldn't get any bigger. She could only fold, from there. You know what I'm saying? But she must be a great politician because of the following. And this is an article that's not that old, by the way. And if she would like to return to WWE, I don't think I can do it full time because it's a lot. You're on the road 300 days a year. It gets to be a lot. I would definitely come back for a run or two. I miss the fans. I miss performing. I love doing what I did. It's the most amazing feeling that you'll ever get, walking through the curtain and having all those people chant your name. She's obviously very, very classy girl. Also appears to me to be very humble. You know what I'm saying? Now we're going to get to some of the quote-unquote dirt, and everybody's wanted to attack and dive on John Laurinaitis, Johnny Ace, including wrestlers. John Laurinaitis, I was close to him. What's funny is I was close to him to about this point, because she was originally hired, I guess, in 2006, and that's when I just had my hands full between Puerto Rico and when I went to work for TNA Impact when it was on Spike TV. But to me, I know John. I know John first and foremost is a businessman. He's not. I know guys that John couldn't hire because he knew they couldn't help but be inappropriate. I know guys that were inappropriate in the past that turned over a new leaf but wouldn't hire them because they were inappropriate in the past and that reputation had preceded them. So all this stuff you read about, you're only getting one side of it and you're not getting any proof. When I was in divorce court in the most corrupt state of the Union, Illinois, in the most corrupt family court, I was taught a term called irrefutable proof. And at the end of the day, understanding what irrefutable proof meant was how I got sole custody up here of my youngest daughter, who was disabled and born with half a heart. So the reason I bring that up, irrefutable proof. Kelly was hired by WWE at 19 after John Laurinaitis saw her in a magazine. She was a model. She didn't have plans to go to WrestleMania, but WrestleMania pays a lot quicker than trying to stand out over endless other blonde models in a magazine. We watched Kelly rise through the ranks and eventually become the top WWE diva. She wasn't the best in the ring, but she knew how to be marketable. And your biggest draws, that's the key in the history of wrestling, not just now and not just with sports entertainment. Now, once again, to, I guess, go ahead and kind of, in a sense, have my friend Johnny Ace's 6. This is per Mike Knox, who was there at the time. I'm not 100% on this, but I want to say she was John Laurinaitis' maybe neighbor or good friend's daughter or friend of the family, because I know whenever she came in, he was extra protective of her. He made a big deal about it, like, boys, this is an innocent girl, no corrupting, be professional, guys. See what I'm saying? If Johnny was all the things that the internet likes to say that it is, you go ahead and if you have the energy, do the work when it comes to groomers and predators, because groomers and predators usually go after, especially someone like what Kelly was supposedly, or what is reported to, have been to John Laurinaitis. They abuse those relationships because they can get away with it. It's more power, more tools, more fuel to, play the game. John Laurinaitis worked 90 hours a week, and I'm surprised, to be honest with you, that he could get it up, knowing how hard that guy worked. Now, let's talk about Kelly today. And this is an article from about a month and change ago, just about a month and change ago. And I'm talking about maybe 34, 35 days. Kelly has been, this is per E! Magazine or Entertainment Weekly or one of the mainstream magazines, and we're talking about 2023, guys. Kelly has been open about her past struggles with fertility. In August 2021, she revealed she suffered a miscarriage just months after she and Joe, her husband, tied the knot while she was in the first trimester. Kelly says she feels it's important to share her story from unbearable loss to today's joy. Now, this is something I love about her, too, because this is an issue. I have family that I was really close to. I have a cousin that I considered a brother because we were 3 weeks apart. Him and his wife had 8 miscarriages of various times of the pregnancies before they finally were able to conceive, and that was about 20 years ago, so there wasn't as much available for help. But oh my God, the strain and stress that it put on not only the poor wife, the poor mother, but also the father. There's Kelly. I think for me, the reason I wanted to be so open about my journey was because of the positive response I got back from so many fans and people all around the world, including men. That's great. After I shared about my miscarriage and how that experience has also affected them. Oh, I love this girl already. She tells E.T., I guess it'd be Entertainment Tonight, the overwhelming responses of thank you so much for sharing your story. I wish it was talked about more. Isn't that something? was really all I needed to be inspired to want to be a strong voice and to be open and honest about my fertility journey. I just think that's effing awesome, man. What a human being. Kelly also adds, I don't want women to think they are alone, are going to be looked down on, or think something's wrong with them. So they are ashamed to talk about this. 1 out of 5 women, folks, I didn't know that, struggles to get pregnant after 1 year of trying. Now, I'm just blown away by this girl. And finally, what she says, and she must have a great relationship with him. And this was again about coming back, if that were to ever happen. She loves getting the chance to perform for the fans whenever she can, and WWE has always been great about leaving the door open for me whenever I want to come back. So who knows what will happen in the future after the baby. And then they laughed and said, maybe we'll have a future wrestler on our hands insofar as the baby. But anyway, this was a nice feel-good piece for me, folks. This is in celebration of Jewish American Heritage Month, Kelly, sponsored by Premier Pro Wrestling. No commercials, so be cool. At least like and subscribe. It's being brought to you by Randy Ritchie, that's me, and Premier Pro Wrestling. You can see in the links where to support Premier Pro Wrestling. The links are in the description. Once again, please like and subscribe.